Hello, this is Dustin with Home Mender, and today we are going to be installing some kitchen countertops. If you need help measuring your countertops, be sure to watch the Home Mender How to Measure Your Countertops video before doing the installation. It may help you. Today we're going to be installing a new sink in the countertop, installing a faucet on the sink, and also putting the countertops in. Let's get to it. The first thing we want to do is prep our sink clips. They usually come disassembled, so it's a good idea to put them all together before we start working on it. With the clip pointed up, we're going to put our flat end down, just like so, where it's got the nubby on top. This slides in the sink track, and this clips to the bottom of the countertop. Let's do those now. After our clips are all prepped, we're ready for the sink. I like to set the countertop up on something so you can easily get under it. Nothing worse than having to get under a sink if you don't need to. Much easier to work like this, and then install the countertop with the sink already secured to it. The bottom of your sink should look something like this. The nubby of the clip slides into the track and secures to the bottom of the countertop. Go ahead and set your sink in the hole. Fits perfect. The reason it fits perfect is because we had these pre-made at my local countertop place. They'll cut your sink hole for you, put your countertops together. It makes it super easy and super sweet. Anybody can do it. Now let's install our clips in our sink track. You should be able to get about 3 per side. After our clips are installed, let's secure them with a screwdriver. Double check the position of your sink from time to time to make sure that it's not in there crooked and that you're covering the hole. Some people like to set their sink on plumber's putty or silicone under the lip. I don't like to do that. I figure it's messy, and if you get that much water up on your countertop that it would leak underneath, you've got bigger problems in your life. Our sink is in, it's secure and centered. Now we're ready to put in the basket. Basket strainer. Unscrew the nut on the bottom. Metal nut, paper washer, rubber gasket. Plumber's putty goes underneath this rim, which contacts the top of the sink. All the other gaskets and nuts go underneath. Take some plumber's putty, roll it into a whatever shape this is, and it's ready to go on the strainer. And just press it into place, like so, all the way around. There we are, it's ready to go in. Press down into the sink hole, and we're ready to secure to the bottom. Rubber gasket, paper washer, then nut. Hand tighten that as far as it'll go. Pair of locks will tighten it down. When it's getting close to tight, pop up above and make sure you're still in the center of the hole with your strainer. Once you know it's in the center, go ahead and make the final snug. Good to go. Now let's install the faucet. Start with the sprayer housing. Now sprayers are prone to having a lot of water near them. Putting the sprayer back and it's still dripping and such, it will get under your sink. I like to put plumber's putty underneath this ring and contact the sink with it. Go ahead and set your plumber's putty on the hole there. Insert the sprayer housing. Now secure with the nut. You can see how it's easier to install a faucet like this instead of being under a sink. Once that's hand tight, pull off the excess putty. Next, we take our sprayer, slip the hose down inside the housing. Next, take your faucet. Make sure you're pointed the right way. Usually has the brand name to the front. Make sure your plastic gasket's fitting in nice. And fit into the holes. Once you have it centered, secure with the nuts. Then go ahead and make your connections with the sprayer. I have a quick connect here. Yours might be threaded. If it is threaded, go ahead and Teflon tape it. Mine's a quick connect and already has all the gaskets on it. I'm going to make that connection now. Okay, we got our sink mounted. our faucet is on, and our basket strainer is in. Now if you have 2 basket strainers, go ahead and do the other one as well. We have a disposal going in the other side, which we're going to do at another time. Easy. Now let's secure them down. Now securing countertops is not that hard. You do have to put pressure on the top and screw up from the bottom. Let's just make sure that the screws you're using isn't going to poke through the top. Now as you can see, on this side we end with a dishwasher. So we have a dishwasher end panel. We've installed L brackets on the inside of that panel so we can secure our top. All the areas of the top need to be secured, otherwise it's going to bounce, it's going to lift. We need to make sure it's down good. Next, we're going to secure our dishwasher. If you don't have a dishwasher, you can skip this step. And if you don't, you should get one. They're all the rage. Beautiful. Next, let's secure the top to the cabinets. Now, depending on what kind of cabinets you have, a lot of them come with brackets with holes in them so you can mount them. If they don't, you're going to have to get creative. On these pre-finished cabinets off the shelf, I like to drill a pilot hole through these clips here so we can secure the tops. Now we have a Lazy Susan here in the corner, which has a finished ceiling inside. So we can pretty much screw wherever we want as long as the screw is hidden. I'm using 2-inch drywall screws. I'm going to get one in the back corner because that seems to be a problem area. Put pressure on the top. And we can do one on the side here. Good and secure. You can do a little knock test. That's good to go. Now we're going to do this last small cabinet. Pull out the drawer. Need more screws. Good and secure. Lastly, we've got one more top. This one's a 24-inch. Doesn't need a lot of security, so we're going to glue this one down with adhesive caulk. Do your corners. Just make sure your caulk doesn't run over to the front. Same on the exposed side. A couple big blobs in the corner. Now this one's sitting pretty level. It's going to adhere nicely. If you have some trouble with this, put something heavy on it until the glue dries. A paint bucket, a bag of concrete, your wife's girdle, whatever will hold it down. Now we're ready for the side splash. Adhesive caulk behind. Put it in place. Now we're going to let that dry. You're also going to want to run a bead of caulk where the splash meets the countertop. Because they don't sell a color that looks nice with this style, we use clear. So that's it. We got our countertops in, our sinks in. They are looking amazing. They're secured. I got the stove put back in there and it fits perfectly. We just updated this kitchen. It looks amazing. And if you did it yourself, you just saved about $1,000. Take your family to Disneyland. So for Home Mender Inc., this is Dustin. I hope you learned something today, and if you did, don't forget to click subscribe. Thanks for watching.